What, do you think we can all squeeze in here? All of us and Christian, yeah?
We have another seat here. We can go. We can come back and get Christian easy.
Do you guys want to pick up Christian maybe?
Yeah. We'll swing right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
My name is John Hearn. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm 58 years old. So I got into surfing when I was probably around 12 and was really into that skateboarding, soccer, up until about 15. I somehow got into golf, and that's all I did for 40 years after that. I played junior golf first, got on my high school team, played for my high school team, got a college scholarship at University of the Pacific, and then after that moved to Palm Springs, California, and was there for 15 years. Played as a pro, I worked some, played a lot of mini tour events, tried to get on the PGA Tour a few times in the qualifying tournament, but never quite broke through. And then ended up moving back here at the age of 40 in 2008. I got back into surfing in about 2010, got really addicted to that again. And then I think it was like 2015, 16, 17, I was out surfing at Courts in Ala Moana, and Derek Hamasaki was on a SUP go foil, and we're just cranking turns out there. And I thought, wow, I got to give that a shot. It looks pretty cool. So I bought a setup with a foil that was about that thick. I didn't know any better. I prone foiled for a number of years out at Tongs, and then started getting into the Kaiko's run, and finally got decent at that. And I think we're in 2025, so it was early 2023, I got the red Axis board that had just come out, the 8 by 20. And I don't even know why, for some reason, a lot of the real good prone foilers that had been doing Kaikos had already kind of advanced up and were coming down from Hawaii Kai. And we would see them coming down, and then I think naturally you're kind of just intrigued and, okay, all right, let's see if we can give that a shot. So I got into SUP, and I literally, I don't think I'm barely pro. My poor prone board is collecting dust. I don't even know if I tried to do the, Kaiko's Cromwell's run, which is our kind of short beginner run for SUP. I might have just gone up to HK and sent it, pretty much paddled the whole way. Might have got on foil for 5 seconds here or there, and that was kind of it. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm going out, and I couldn't get up. I had to paddle in, the hour paddle in, because I had the key to the car and didn't want to keep you guys waiting, and you had to come back and figure out where I was and pick me up, big hassle, but that's just the way it goes with beginners. I really enjoy the contests and the challenge it presents. Like, let's see where you're at. What have you got today? And I enjoy that. So yeah, I enjoy. We don't have a whole lot of contests here on Oahu, but I enjoy getting out there and kind of seeing where I'm at and what I have to improve on, and it becomes really evident really quick a lot of times. Well, even on every daily run almost, you're kind of judging yourself against, all right, what are other guys doing? What am I doing? And you're subconsciously racing, and who can get up quickest, who can get down there fastest, and where do I have to improve? What are they doing that I could be doing? What should I be doing better? So yeah, I think that's a great part of it. Just trying to keep evolve, keep getting better, finding out where the little things that you can do a little bit better that's going to make a difference in the end. So yeah, I enjoy that. So many good downwind foilers. So. And you're riding up in the car with them, you get to ask questions, you overhear conversations about gear, technique, where they're at in the run. So you're always picking up little tidbits from guys that are better than you, and maybe at some point as you progress, you're giving little tidbits of knowledge to the guys that are coming up below you. So it's a cool process, and just the fact that everybody has to depend on each other to get rides up to the start. It's hard to be solo at this unless you have somebody that's willing to drive you around, which is rarely the case. So it's been really cool to meet other people that way. You're depending on them for rides up. And probably the one thing that's the neatest to me is you don't have to be secretive about it. It's not like a surf spot where don't tell him, why is he out here? So the more the merrier. There's so much room out there. So to me, that's one of the funnest things, is that just, you can tell everybody. And the more people that go, the funner it is. Just trying to be nice and helpful and treat people the way that you'd like to be treated. So, I'm kind of recently semi-retired and I have a lot of time. So I'm doing something I really enjoy. So I'm not taking credit for anything. I think everybody is contributing something. And I'm just, hopefully I'm making a nice impact, and I'm trying to do what I can so that others can enjoy what I'm enjoying. I'm always happy to pick people up from the airport, possibly give them a place to stay. We got an extra car to use, so hopefully that's helping out. And people have traveled a long way. They've already spent a lot of money to get here, so just trying to make things a little easier on them. And yeah, it's just easy, and happy to help out.
We got to know John real well last year when he put on camps, when we put on the Voyager camps, and John was basically just blowing all of our minds with his work ethic and just all this crazy stuff, right? Just on the water all day, comes home, slams dishes, cleans the house, sweeping. And we're like, whoa, chill, guy. Like, you're the hardest working guy. Like, you don't need to do any of this stuff. Like, relax, And his attitude and his spirit and his everything about him, man, he's crazy, And every single person in our crew can say the same thing, that John's a legend. Specifically for our, early on, even before the camps, he would put on those John Hearn races, and it wasn't about, because he called me and said, hey, what do you think about putting on races? And at that time, there was just one Voyager race a year. And it was more of putting on a race for everybody. And I look back at it now, and it was such a huge asset for the whole community to get all those reps and practice races, and to feel what it felt like to, line up with, foilers on each side of you, pop up, not make it to the finish, make it to the finish, whatever, but just put us under that race stress and anxiety, and learn how to perform. Because for anybody who's getting into racing now, that's actually the hardest part, is managing and maintaining what's going on up here. But yeah, John was selfless about that, man. He would put on these races like once a month, every couple of weeks, whenever we had wind. People from Maui were coming, some people who happened to be here on island from visiting from somewhere, they would jump in, and he'd organize the shuttles. He would provide all the food and drinks, and there would be like no entry fee. And we're like, what? Like, no, like we're all like giving you something. And it would be, you'd have to tie him down and like strap him down and like just give him money, And then like he started putting on these races, and there were cash prizes, like, bro, what? Like, just tripping out. Like it's so small beans, but like he was like, he just has so much to give, and it's wild. Providing all the food and everything, and just blown away. And that's John, man. He's comes down here, sets up his tents at 5 a.m., puts all his Hawaiian flags up, and, stakes up, he brings his cooler. If you ever rode in his van, he has drinks and snacks and electrolytes and all kinds of crazy stuff in there. And it's for the boys, you know, and that's how John is. And he's amazing, man, and he'll never take the credit, but he deserves all the credit. And he's a legend, man. Like, we're all so stoked and grateful to have him here. When we were doing our camps this last go around, he was working pretty much every day with us. And it was kind of funny because like the local crew and the logistics, it was kind of like brain farting so hard. Like everyone was like, it was like chaotic to like think like, oh my gosh, what time are we going? Like, who's driving? It was all in shambles. And, you know, John brings that like organization and just going on runs, and it's like we fell apart, you know, with John not there. The runs were like, it was all chaotic, you know. But I got a funny story about John. After last year's Voyager camp, we go up to Hood River, and like I said, he impressed us so much with with his work ethic and his attitude and just how awesome he is as a person. And so we walk into the house, we all make sure, like, John, like, hey, pick a room, John, like, go get your room, guy, you know? And he's like, no. And I'm like, John, and kind of getting mad, John, get a room, bro. Like, we're not joking. Like, get a bed. He's like, no, I'm good right here. And he slept on hard floor with a yoga mat, okay? Every night. And it kind of pissed us off, but we're just like, hey, like, we're not gonna, like, whatever, hey, bro, like, whatever makes you, if that makes you happy, we want to make you happy, like, but we're trying, you know? This guy falls asleep every damn night in his hoodie, in his freaking leggings and shark bands. I have never seen John in dry clothes ever. Yeah, ever, you know? We had a team meeting for dinner one night. I'm like, shoot, I don't think I've ever seen John in like street clothes ever. You know, like shorts and a t-shirt. I was like, I think I'm gonna see him. We're going out to dinner like at a sit-down restaurant. Nope, he was in a freaking jacket, leggings, and his downwind gear, shark bands on, everything, sunscreen still on his face, you know? But going back to the house, so this guy's crazy, doing the dishes, all kind of crazy, taking the trash out, cleaning up the house. I'm a pretty early riser. I wake up at like 6:30, and I get up and like John's not laying down in the, he's not laying down in the living room in his little freaking hardwood floor, Japanese style bed. And I'm looking around, making coffee or breakfast, and I see him like jogging up this hill. Like there was a hill outside the window. I'm like, oh, look at John go, like, wow, you know, like what a savage, what an animal. Make my coffee, start drinking my coffee. I see him like in the front yard. He like found a pull-up bar and he's just like slamming pull-ups. I'm like, whoa, like settle down, you know? Everyone's still sleeping, we're all up. And then like, sure enough, I do something, go to the bathroom, come back, and I see him, he's like picking weeds out of the yard. And that's John, man. He just can't sit still. He's got ADHD and he's classic, man. We love John. He's a man, yeah, and we're so lucky to have him. He brings so much energy, vibes. Like I said, he's the backbone of the community, whether it's providing shuttles or putting on races. And he's amazing. He's a legend.
I'm not taking any credit for what's going on here. Like I said before, everybody contributes in their own way. A lot of guys are time constrained. They work, they have families, they have young kids. So, and a few of us that are maybe a little older have more time to shuttle, and we're happy to do it. So, you know, everybody's contributing in their own way, and right now it's making a nice stew.
Is there anyone you want to call out that's not contributing?
No. Everybody's doing great things. Yeah.
Cool. I think we got it all, dude.
All right.
You're a professional.
No.
You're a pro. Thank you.
No.
I appreciate that. I know you did not want to do it.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, John, for just kind of being Mr. Aloha, you know, being kind of such a pillar in the community here. You know, he really does a lot. Everything from what a lot of the guys don't see is John has cases of water, food, snacks, hydration, and he's just willing to to give and ask for absolutely nothing in return. So without John, yeah, definitely I think a lot of us would not be foiling as often as we do, and we all appreciate you, and yeah, thanks man, love you man.